Alright, what is going on, guys? Ever since UFA ended, I have just been staring at the freaking leaderboards for the Arc World Tour, thinking about all the events going on, what points are coming up, how many points I might need to qualify. It's all I've been worrying about pretty much ever since the end of UFA, when I realized, oh, I might actually be able to do this. And then after I won ECT, it even doubled down how much I wanted to spend trying to think about what tournaments are left, what tournaments I can go for, who's going to what tournament, what the hell is going on. So because of that, and because of how much I've been thinking about, and with how many freaking tournaments have happened this month, I decided, screw it, let's go over everything that happened this month. Where are we right now on the leaderboard, what's left in the World Tour, and what on earth is going to happen over the last 3 months of the World Tour. For that being said, since I am going to be a part of this video, I am going to be referring to myself in the third person just for the sake of consistency, because it's easier for me to just say Zane did blah blah blah, rather than saying me, myself, etc, etc, etc. That being said, let's start with the very beginning of November at Stormy Night in Japan, which was a Under Night Platinum event trying to get the 6th spot of 8 for the World Tour Finals. Mawaru from Japan ended up taking the event and claimed that 6th spot with only 2 more left for the World Tour. Just a few weeks later, though, taking place in Japan, we had Astral Finish, where Zane from the US won the Grand Blue Gold event for 100 points, and Razzo from the US as well took the Strive, both claiming 100 points for themselves. Meanwhile, though, down in South America, in Brazil, that same weekend, we had Rang 13 making the home crowd proud, taking the Guilty Gear Strive title with the Gold Lewis. But, that being said, that was a gold event. That same tournament, Grand Blue was a platinum event, and in fact it was Riazzo traveling from the US down to South America, making back-to-back 3-0 comebacks in order to be able to claim that platinum event and guaranteeing themselves a spot at the World Tour Finals in March. Just 1 week later, though, we had 2 more events. First off, we had the Southeast Asia Major, where Daru Ino from the US claimed the Strive title, and Tororo from Japan claiming the Grand Blue Gold events respectively, claiming 100 points for their spots on the leaderboard. But as well, that same weekend, we had one more event down in Southern California. We had Rumble in SoCal, where Zane took it one more time. It was a Grand Blue only event, and apparently he decided that no one else is allowed to have points, so he had to take one more event for himself. That is a lot of tournaments, that is a lot of qualifiers, and that's a lot of shakeups for the leaderboard just from the course of 1 month. Now let's take a look at the leaderboard and see where we're at now after all of these events. And I promise, no more third person. That being said, let's start at the top where things are ridiculously close. So for Strive, the difference between that and Grand Blue is that in Grand Blue there are 8 auto qualifiers for platinum events, and for Strive there is only 5. So there are 10 people that are going to qualify through points, and as you see at the points, we have 4 people who are at 100 or above that are not currently qualified, with the current number for the cut being 128. Gold events give you 100 points for winning, or if it's the platinum event, which I believe is Frosty Faustings, second place will give you 100 points. That means if we're going off of just the fact that the current number is 128, 30 people are currently being shown on the leaderboard. All 30 of them technically can make it. Only the top 4 are currently qualified. Tiger Pop, Zendo, Senegon, and Nitro are all currently qualified, guaranteed. But literally anyone on the leaderboard, and more than likely even multiple people past that, can still make it, knowing the fact that there are still 4 tournaments to go worth points. And that means there are 400 points up for grabs for winning and or second place for the platinum events. So only God knows at this point who the heck is going to qualify. For Grand Blue, it's going to work slightly different. As you see, the number requirement is a little higher at 228. So more than likely in the case of myself and Tororo, we're both basically a lock at this point. Granblue has 1 gold event, being CEO Otaku next month, and 3 platinum events remaining to finish up the World Tour. So that technically means that, in a similar sense as Strive, just in a completely different way, in Strive, anyone can qualify through points just based on the fact that 100 points could literally jump just about anybody into the top cuts. For Granblue, it's going to work a little differently because the remaining 3 platinum events, we have one in Chicago, being Frosty Faustings, one in Japan, being Cygames Cup, and one in France, being Kayame Cup. Platinum events means if you win, you're auto-qualified, meaning you're off the leaderboard. So let's just say, for example, myself, Tororo, and Fitizen, right? We all win the platinum events in our regions, just an example. All 3 of us are off the leaderboard, and that would mean, just based off current rankings, Zenith, Skill, and Tirara would all qualify. So that's going to be very interesting, to say the least. Because who wins the platinum events? If someone who's currently in the top cut wins, then all hell is going to break loose in that sense. And if someone who doesn't, let's just say Tirara wins or Zeram wins, then all of a sudden the top point totals are basically going to be good, more than likely. But those last spot or 2 is going to get very close. Especially since when it comes to the upcoming event in CEO Otaku in Florida next month, I am fairly sure we have Zippy, we have Elsa, and we have Zeram all going. Zippy and Elsa basically being able to possibly guaranteeing themselves a spot in the finals if they get enough points. And Zeram, if Zeram wins the event, then he's at 211 points, only 17 points behind Space, 2 behind Zenith, with 3 platinum events to go, where I'm pretty sure they're all going to a single one. It's not going to get much closer than that. So now taking a quick look at the remaining schedule, you'll see exactly like I said. We have CEO Otaku taking place December 20th through 22nd. But if you look very carefully at the other 3 tournaments, did you see it? We have Cygames Cup, Frosty Faustings, and Kayame Cup back to back weeks. So that means to close out the World Tour, we're going to have 3 events, one of them being a platinum event for Guilty Gear, all 3 of them being a platinum event for Granblue, and that's going to be the deciding factor on who's going to qualify for the finals in March. I don't know about you guys, but there's no crazier way, I think, to end it than literally ending it in 3 tournaments, in 3 weeks, on 3 different continents. Now that's going to make for one hell of a finish. That being said, though, we're not exactly going to know what these tournaments are going to mean to each player until after CEO Otaku concludes. Because after that, once we reach the start of the new year, we're going to be down to 3 tournaments left. The points are going to be tallied, and we are going to know what it's going to mean for either the 3 platinum events for Granblue, the 1 platinum event for Guilty Gear along with the 2 gold events, and Under Night is just going to go do a winner takes all at Frosty Faustings because they have no leaderboard. It's all win or bust with their platinum events, which is just insane, I have to say. That is just insane. But so we will have to take another look at it after CEO Otaku, see where we're at. But there's still a lot of points up for grabs. There's a couple automatic qualifier spots still up for grabs, meaning that the people you see up on the leaderboard right now, there's a good chance that not all of them are going to still be there by the time the tour ends, assuming they don't add any more tournaments out of nowhere after Kayame Cup. But that is going to be it for today's discussion, the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys have been having a good time watching the tour, following the leaderboards. Hopefully your favorite pros, like myself obviously, I'm just joking, are doing well in the tournaments. Hopefully they will continue to do well. We will see what goes on with the last qualifiers. Until then, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.